I just came back from one of my classes, which is why I probably look so frazzled, and my hair is not working today, so we don't talk about that. So I think I was 68% into The Downstairs Girl by Stacey Lee yesterday. So today I read about 7%. The 68% won't go into the calculations at the end of this video. The 7% will. I am really liking this book actually. There was like this secret that had kind of been building up in this book, and it's just like the reveal of it was definitely not what I was expecting. I wasn't expecting anything really. Honestly, I thought it would like never get revealed. So for those of you who haven't seen, I believe it was 2 videos ago, I started this book, I think. This book is about an Asian girl named Jo, and she's kind of just trying to find a lot of jobs around just to get money to help her father and stuff. He's not actually her father, but he's kind of like a stand-in father in a way. And then she also gets kind of like a freelance job as like an anonymous newspaper writer. The people for the newspaper that she's working for, she kind of lives in their basement, which is why it's called The Downstairs Girl. A majority of that family doesn't know she lives in their basement. It's like a subplot romance between her, our main character Jo, and the newspaper people's son, and it's really cute, and that entire family is so sweet actually. Yeah, I thought there was a subplot romance between her and another guy, but I was so wrong about that, and now I'm so glad that I was so wrong about that. I'm not gonna tell you why, but it was just like, oh my god. I'm also reading Bad Blood by Jennifer Lynn Barnes. I haven't read any of that book today, but I am reading it for another video. I have a feeling this video is gonna be kind of short because I'm kind of busy this week. I have a midterm on Saturday, weirdly enough. Today's Monday, so I have about 5 to 6 days to study for it. But it's just like, I find it so weird to have a stat midterm on a Saturday because I've never had a midterm on a Saturday before, so I just find it really weird because it's just like, it's the weekend. It's supposed to be my time off. I'm getting robbed here. This is just gonna be a realistic week of reading. I don't have much time to read right now, so this is pretty much the only video I can film. Also, it's really cold right now. It's 0 degrees out there, and I was dying because I have to semi-walk to my class, so that was fun. But yeah, I'm probably gonna start studying right now because again, I have my stats midterm in about 5 days, so I'll update you guys when I start reading more. Okay, I got the amount of studying I wanted to get done today, so now I have time to read. Before I start reading though, I wanted to tell you guys that I finished The Downstairs Girl by Stacey Lee. My dad took us out earlier, and so I kind of just read while we were out. Managed to finish. I gave it a 4 out of 5. I actually really liked it. I used to read a bit of historical fiction when I was younger. I don't know why I stopped because I actually really enjoyed it. I think I gave it a 4 out of 5 because I could really relate to it, but also I did like the story too. There was like a horse race near the end of the book, which wasn't expecting, but I think it was a nice touch. I think I could really relate to the character because I think one of her parents is an immigrant and she was born in like the western side. My parents were also immigrants and I was born in Canada, so I am like very whitewashed Asian. And also I grew up in like a sort of small town where literally most people around me were white, and I was like the only Eastern Asian girl in my class, so definitely could relate to the main character in this book. But yeah, The Downstairs Girl by Stacey Lee. I also really like the subplot romance in it, mostly because it like didn't end up with the two of them getting together. It was kind of just there, like really subtle, but I think that made me enjoy it even more because whenever we got the little crumbs, I was eating them off the floor. This kind of makes me want to read more of Stacey Lee's books because I really did like her writing. For some reason, when it comes to historical fiction, I always think I'm gonna be bored, but I think her writing definitely made it easier. I was reading it at a faster pace near the 50% mark. But anyways, I am gonna read Bad Blood by Jennifer Lynn Barnes now that I have time to read. I'm also reading this for another video, so I probably won't include this one too much in this video, but I'll give my rating once I finish this. I only have 15% more of this, I think, so like 50 pages left. If you don't know what The Naturals is about, 5 teenagers who have like kind of these natural abilities, and they work for the FBI to solve cold cases, or at least they're supposed to work on cold cases, and I'm really liking it so far. I've become really attached to most of these characters, and there's like a new character in this 4th book that I'm really liking. So far, I've rated every single book a 5 stars. I'm probably gonna rate this one a 5 stars too. That's my prediction at least. But yeah, I'm just gonna start reading this one, and I'll update you guys once I get to the end. I almost forgot to update you guys, but I finished Bad Blood. I rated it a 5 out of 5. Again, I'm gonna be really quick because this is in another video that's coming out before this one, I think. I'm just gonna say the ending was like a door slamming in your face, but I really liked it. And yeah, that's pretty much all I'm gonna say. Okay, I just came back from one of my classes. I managed to read some of my book. I actually started this book last night. I'm 31% into None Shall Sleep by Ellie Marney, I think. Oh, and today's Tuesday. I don't know what I'm doing. I have a midterm essay to start writing today. I've got 2 days to write it, so I gotta start that now. And then after I gotta study for for stats. None Shall Sleep is about two teenagers, Emma and then Travis, I think, but they mostly call each other by the last names. It's another like teenager solving murder cases sort of book, so kind of like The Naturals, but not really. It's definitely different from The Naturals, I would say, like the feeling of it. It also feels a lot more fast-paced than The Naturals, which didn't seem possible to me, but it kind of is with this one. I'm like flying through it, which I really like. I like the dynamic between our two main characters. So basically they were chosen to solve cold cases because both of them have been through like experiences where it put them close to similar cases. So like Emma, she was sort of in a hostage situation where she was kidnapped, the guy threatened to kill her, and then she ran away, saved herself, got the police, brought them back to the scene of the crime, and they caught the killer. And then Travis's dad was murdered by a guy named Simon something. I can't remember his last name. One of these cases involves Travis's dad's murderer, but obviously he doesn't want to get too involved in that. So actually Emma's the one who's communicating for the FBI to Simon. I don't know if I explained that right. I might have gotten some of the names mixed up too. It's really interesting. I'm liking it so far, obviously, because I just started it last night and I'm already 30% in. But yeah, I should really start writing that essay because I needed at least 1,000 words for this thing, but I really don't want to start writing it. And then my stats midterm, I think I already said, is on Saturday, which still confuses me, but I've got about 3 to 4 days to study for that thing. I think I'll do okay. I don't really know what stats. Stats is a bit fickle for me, but I've got 5 hours by myself in the house because my dad's taking my brother out to go watch a hockey game, so I've got complete silence here, so I can probably write the essay before they get back, maybe? Again, we have 2 days to write it, so I probably won't write it all today, but I'll write a majority of it. Maybe like a rough draft and go over it tomorrow, and then really get into stats studying because that's the midterm I'm most worried about. But stats is the last midterm I have until November 7th or 10th or something. So if I get stats out of the way, that's one big obstacle out of my sight. I forgot to mention, but most of these books in this video will probably be from the library. I've been borrowing a lot from the library because I've been having to read in class a lot. The class I came back from was really boring, so I just read in that class completely. Don't say anything, we don't talk about it. The only one who's allowed to talk about it is me, okay? The Downstairs Girl I borrowed from the library. The only book that's probably not going to be from the library is Bad Blood, which I already finished, but that was only like 15%. But yeah, I should probably get semi-started writing that draft for my midterm, so I'll probably see you guys later. Sorry, it's like really dark right now because we're picking someone up from the airport. I literally didn't read at all today. I tried to study, emphasis on the try, but I literally just ended up doing nothing today, which is bad because I have my midterm in 2 days. Still haven't read any more of that book. Also, I feel like I'm catching a cold, which is like really bad because again, I have my midterm this week. I'm not sure if there's any more I can tell you about the book, obviously, because I haven't read any more of it. I don't know if I mentioned that this book is like our two main characters figuring out like teenage murderers, like specifically teenage murderers. Yeah, that's pretty much all I can tell you, but once I get home, I should probably start studying. I don't want to study though, but it's just like I have to. I really just want to get this midterm over with. Like this is the one I'm dreading the most. I just finished my HEDVC midterm today, which is History of Art, Design, and Visual Culture. That one was just a written essay that I had to write, so it wasn't too bad. I just can't wait until the last midterm is over, and then I have another one on November 7th and November 10th, which is like really late. I guess the one on November 7th technically isn't a midterm, it's more of like just a test. The one on November 10th is a midterm. But yeah, anyways, that's all for now. Hopefully I can read more tonight. Alright, today's Wednesday, forgot to mention that. And also there's a bunch of people around me now because this is an airport, obviously, so I'm gonna go. Guys, it happened. I caught a cold. This is seriously the worst possible timing ever because stats is the one I need to focus on the most. I'm literally clueless when it comes to this class, and the fact that I have a cold does not make it better. I've just been sitting here studying my notes, doing the math. I'm gonna fail this test. It's just a feeling, you know? Maybe this will be a wake-up call for when I do the final. There's always a wake-up call for people whenever they do the midterm, realize they don't do that well, and then they study even more for the final. Maybe that's what it'll be like for me. I didn't read at all today or last night. Today is Thursday, 6 p.m. right now. I haven't read at all because I've been panicking. Honestly, I just want to write this midterm and never think about it again. I'm like freaking out about this test tomorrow. My anxiety, not doing well. So right now it's Friday, 20 p.m. I haven't read any more of the books that I got from the library, which is bad because I borrowed 3 of them from the library online, and I think they're all due in like 15 to 10 days. So I just want to get this test over with. I'm like stressing so badly though. Like, you know when you stress so much about a test and that's all you think about, and then you just worry about it so much that you realize oh my god, the time has gone by so quickly that you just don't have enough time to study as much as you wanted to. That's me right now. Like, I spent all this time panicking, just procrastinating, looking at the clock, and now I feel like I don't have enough time to like cram in as much information as I can. I just can't wait until this test is over. But it's just like, I also don't want to fail, but I also have this gut feeling that I'm gonna fail. If I don't do well on this test, then I just have to do better on the final. But then the final will count as like so much. The finals scare me because in like university, some classes, it counts for like 50% of the class. That's this class right here that I'm taking, statistics, and the final will count as 50%. Also, I completely got one of my midterms wrong. I thought I had linguistics on November 10th. I think I'm just out of it because apparently that test is on November 20th. Like, I literally looked at the syllabus not too long ago and I'm just like, oh, okay, my test is on November 10th. No, wrong. I was 10 days off and I don't know why. I'm also like breaking out because of the stress. I don't know if you can tell because this camera is such bad quality. My skin not doing well right now either because the anxiety is literally not doing anything for me right now. I also keep getting distracted. I keep starting like new shows over like studying because I don't want to study. I've just been getting into like new anime. I don't even know which anime, if I'm being honest. I can't even remember right now. It's just like I've been getting into like the trashy fantasy sort of anime, but it's just like I can't remember what happened in those either. I just want to read, but it's just like I don't have time to read, and then by the time night comes I'm like too tired and I'm like stressing. I'm not going to be able to go to sleep tonight. That's my issue. If I'm stressing about something so much that I can't sleep, I need to get up at like 8 tomorrow because my test is at 10. I'm still like baffled that I have a test on Saturday. Like, this has never happened before. Like, I know I keep mentioning it, but it's just like so strange to me because I've been in university for like a year and a half now and I've never had a test on a Saturday before. Not to mention the exam room is like all the way across campus from where I live, so it's just like it's gonna take me at least 20 to 30 minutes to walk there, so that's not fun either. At least I know where it is because that's where my psychology class is, but it's just like when I found out that I was in that specific building, I'm just like, oh my god, that is such a long walk. Sorry, I'm just complaining now when I should really be studying. I'm gonna turn this off and I'm gonna get back to studying, so hopefully I'll see you after my exam tomorrow and hopefully I pass. At least I'm hoping for a 50. That's how much I think I'm gonna fail. I literally just ran all over the house like a mad woman looking to see if anyone was in here, and then I remembered my brother has hockey today. Also, I'm not feeling great, but I just came back from my statistics midterm. Don't feel great about that either. It's fine. The consequences of my laziness will come later and I just won't think about it until I get my mark back. Also, this cold is really eating away at me. This was seriously the worst week to get sick. Like, why couldn't it have happened next week? I'm even going to the mall with one of my friends tomorrow, so I'm just hoping I'm like semi better by tomorrow. Yeah, so for now I'm just gonna sit here with me and my lonely waffle. And I actually have time to read, thank god, because my next midterm isn't until November 20th. I have a test on November 7th. I don't have to worry too much about that one because normally I do pretty well on the psychology test. I'm just gonna read for now. I'm so tired. I couldn't go to sleep last night until like 2 and I had to wake up at 8. I'm just waiting for that Scantron sheet to get like scanned though, and it'll just show like you got 5 answers right out of like 30. I'm just like, oh god. At least the questions were all multiple choice, so it's just like if I had to guess on one question, I'd have like a 25% chance of getting it right. The only consolation. I don't know what to do now. I've been rewatching Big Time Rush. I've also been obsessed with Gracie Abrams' new song. It came out on like the deluxe version of The Secret of Us or something. That's so true. I've been putting it on like loop. I really want to read my book too. That's due in like, how many days is it due in? Oh, that's fun. It's due in 12 more days. I also have 2 other books that I borrowed. One of them, Artemis by Andy Weir, I think his name is, and then the second book in the None Shall Sleep series, which is Some Shall Break. I don't know if I'm gonna read Artemis. I was interested in it when I found like a random copy of it in the bookstore. I didn't buy it obviously because I saw that I could read it on the library, but I heard that Andy Weir is like a really popular author. I think I've heard of Hail Mary before. I don't really know what that one's about either. I just know his books are very sci-fi-esque. I'm like so excited to read after so long. I hate studying so much. Alright, today is Sunday. I do feel a bit better today, so I like really hope I don't get my friend sick. I've been trapped in the house for like the past 2 weeks just studying, and I desperately wanted to go out today. I've also been taking like cold effects all week, just hoping the cold would go away, mostly for my midterm, also because I really wanted to go just to hang out with people today. But it's just like I think the majority of the cold is going away, so it should be okay. So I read a bit yesterday. I don't know, I just really wasn't in the mood, mostly because I just felt so tired after everything. I think the medication for the cold like finally kicked in after like the adrenaline rush from that midterm went away. I'm 40% into None Shall Sleep now. I think I mentioned before, one of our main characters, Travis, his father was murdered by like a very specific murderer in this, and they're communicating with that murderer now, or our second main character, Emma is communicating with him, and also Emma doesn't want Travis near him, obviously, because she doesn't want those bad memories to be brought up for him, even though she has like equally bad memories. In the beginning of this book, they like instantly related to each other because they've both been through like traumatic experiences, but I also like their dynamic because even though they haven't known each other for so long, they do seem like really good friends, mostly because of like their shared experiences. It's different experiences, but it's like very similar, obviously. I do like their whole friendship in this book. The murderer who killed Travis's dad, his name is Simon. He's like a very weird person. Just getting into the minds of these killers is really interesting. And he also has a sister. I forget what her name is. I think it's like Kristen or something. She's like not as bad, obviously, because she didn't go murdering people, but she does have like that trauma, you know, of like being around her brother who was such a serious killer that is just like, that's also engraved in her head. So she is kind of a bit strange in her own way, but I think it's more like traumatized strange and not like murderer strange like her twin brother. Anyways, the reason why Emma is talking to Simon is because Simon may know something about an active case that's currently happening in Pennsylvania. So she's trying to get information out of him because obviously Simon can think like other killers. He's been like getting bits and pieces of the news that have been happening in Pennsylvania. So he's been like making his own sort of inferences towards that case. Emma's been trying to get information out of him, which is why she's been going to talk to him so frequently. Yeah, that's pretty much all that's happening right now. And now that midterm week is over, I really wanted to tell you guys like the anime I've been watching. Like, I don't think you understand how much I actually watch of anime. Like, I feel like it's such a big part of my life since like maybe grade 8 around 2019-ish, 2020, because that's when like COVID happened and like when online classes started happening. Did not pay attention in class whatsoever. All I did was watch anime. I've been watching like the trashy fantasy anime. It's more like a comfort rather than like a preference, I guess, because it's just like they're so bad, but you can also just mindlessly watch them. Oh right, I forgot to mention today's Sunday at 11 a.m. I'm meeting my friend around 12:30, so I've got about an hour. One of them I recently watched was Story of Wand and Sword. I kind of like this one. I gave it like an 8 out of 10, mostly because the animation was so pretty and I became really attached to the characters for some reason. It's about like this swordsman who wants to become this really powerful magician, but he can't use magic. But the really powerful magicians have like this kind of base that's near the sky, and they like hold up this barrier in the sky because if that barrier breaks, darkness will just encircle the world or something, and like a bunch of monsters will come flooding in. I don't know, I found that one really interesting because I've never seen anything like it within like the trashy fantasy anime that I've watched. It's like childhood friends to lovers too, and I kind of loved it because the childhood friends never actually interacted within the first season. It's more like they need to reunite later on, which I'm really looking forward to because it got accepted for a second season. These anime names are ridiculous. Oh my god. The second one is A Journey Through Another World, Raising Kids While Adventuring. This one was kind of bad, not gonna lie. It was like fun in its own way, but at the same time, just really overpowered characters bugged me for some reason. If like they didn't earn that power. It's just some guy who got reincarnated into another world, and he like finds 2 children in a really dangerous forest, and he starts taking care of them like they're his own siblings. I gave that one like a 6 out of 10. Like, it wasn't the worst. I enjoyed it. Also not the best. Next one we have, oh my god, this one was kind of also really bad. There was this one episode where the frames paused for like a good 10 seconds on just one person, like really close to their eyeball. I'm just like, what is happening in this episode? It's my isekai life. I gained a second character class and became the strongest sage in the world. I think the only thing I liked about this one was that this guy is like a tamer, and he like tamed a bunch of slimes and he could communicate with them through magic. The slimes were really cute. The main character was kind of boring. Also, he kind of just gained his powers randomly one day. I think I liked his familiars more than I liked him, which is like really weird. It's just about this really powerful guy who goes around saving villages and stuff. That's pretty much it. Like, it was so boring. I gave it a 5 out of 10. Next one we have is a BL anime. It's Twilight Out of Focus. This anime was really spicy and less cozy than I thought it would be. I don't know, I gave it like a 7 out of 10 because I did like the couples in this. It's just there was a lot of spicy scenes in this anime. I wanted the characters to talk rather than do that, you know? But yeah, those are the 4 anime I kind of watched throughout the last 2 weeks. I go through these phases where I watch a good chunk of anime for like a good maybe 2 weeks, and then I kind of just stop, and then I read for a while, and then anime. It's kind of like a cycle. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I gotta eat something before I head out. I feel dead. I just came back from the mall. I didn't buy anything besides lunch because my wallet can't take that right now. I feel like taking a nap. I warned my friend beforehand that I was sick, and she's like, it's okay, but it's just like, I really hope I didn't get her sick. A majority of the cold has gone away, so I feel like I shouldn't have gotten her sick, but if I do, I'll feel really bad. I feel so worn out though. I don't know why. I have school tomorrow too. I don't want to go to school. I can't wait until reading week. Reading week is like November 10th. Right now it's October 27th, I believe. Also, my mom's birthday is on November 1st. I went to the mall today hoping to get her something. It's just like, I don't know what to get her because she's not like a very materialistic person. So yeah, I still need to think about what to get her because obviously I didn't buy anything today. We went to the bookstore and just walked around. My friend wanted to talk about the manga she was reading, so I just talked about it with her, obviously, because I read manga sometimes
too. I don't read it as much anymore, but I really want to get back into it. Also, for some reason, I had like this weird craving. I don't know why I'm saying craving, but I had a weird craving to read Harry Potter because I never read Harry Potter. There was that J.K. Rowling situation where she like started posting some of her opinions on like Twitter, and then I'm just like, oh my god, I can never read Harry Potter now. But then as a compromise, I'm just like, maybe I'll just buy her books in thrift stores. So I don't know, I might make a Harry Potter reading vlog because I really want to read Harry Potter because I've never read it before. It was never a part of my childhood, and I genuinely felt like FOMO whenever someone mentioned Harry Potter. I watched the movies before and I really like the movies, but I heard the books are even better, obviously, as books always are. And so now I really want to read the books because I recently rewatched the first movie with my mom and my brother. I watched all the movies in like grade 10 or something after my biology teacher showed us like the first movie in class during Halloween or something, and then I became so obsessive that I watched all the movies during finals week. So yeah, that's kind of like a current obsession I have now. But I think I'm gonna take a nap. I might read a bit. I'll update you guys a bit later.
Okay, it's 9 p.m. right now, so I think I'm just gonna end this video here. I think I got out of my mystery mood, and for some reason I really wanted to start this book. I haven't started it yet, but I just got the random urge to read Things You Save in a Fire by Catherine Zender. So I believe I read around 42% of The Downstairs Girl, 15% of Bad Blood, and then 40% of None Shall Sleep. So I don't know where those calculations will go, somewhere here maybe. But yeah, that's gonna be the end of this video. I'm tired and I need to go take a shower, so I'm gonna go to sleep soon. Probably, maybe. I might read some of this book before I go to sleep. But yeah, that's gonna be all. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I hope to see you in the next one. Bye!